Welcome, and today we are going to be reading, or I am going to be reading to you. So, I had this really cute idea that I could hang out with you guys and we could read fanfics together. Most in particularly, today we are going to be reading Bakugou fanfics. Yes, I do ship Bakugou, and if you're here too, you probably also do. So welcome in, and enjoy my terrible reading. But we're going to have fun while reading them. I had this idea to do this, and I was kind of like, you know what? Why not? Let's just try it. There's going to be probably a lot of funny commentary on here happening. I am kind of thinking that if this one goes good, we might go into live streaming, and I actually might end up doing it that way for you guys. But first, we're gonna try it on YouTube and see where it goes. But the first one that I feel like was like a nice little, kind of little, but it's not that little. I think it's almost 6,000 words. So we're going to have quite the lengthy video today, but you probably want that. I mean, who likes a super short fanfic? Don't get me wrong, they can be super cute, but I'm not really here for a super short one. So buckle in, because you probably aren't either. As you can see, we have one chapter as well, though. Quite a lot of kudos. So we're looking like, I feel like this one's going to be a good one, guys. I also don't think, no, there's no like warnings or anything. I think, well, let's just get to reading here and we'll kind of see what I mean by, there might be a little bit of a warning. It's the one where Katsuki thinks he's dying, confesses his every last embarrassing secret to a very distraught Izuku, only to wake up very much alive. Shit. Did Katsuki seriously die twice for this? You're gonna have to hang in there with me, because this is not a professional read-along. This is me, like, doing my best to, like, read with you guys and just chill out, and we're gonna, like, vibe together, because we both have the same interests, you know? And, yeah, so he's dying in this one, as he tends to do a lot. But yeah, this one's about how Katsuki's dying and he's confessing. And I thought this was super cute. It's by Sapphicflower. I definitely want to make sure I'm like shouting out these fanfic writers, because my god, are they so good sometimes. I read fanfic more than books because I literally can't quench my thirst of just the kind of reading I get from like A03 particularly. And that's the site we're using, by the way, if you want to go on your own search to get some fanfics or whatnot. But I feel like you're pretty seasoned at getting them if you're already here. So hopefully you haven't read this one yet and it's a surprise. And if you have, then you can read it with me and it'll be a new adventure. A new adventure, Pip. So we're gonna jump right into it. I don't think any of these notes at the top are that crucial to it. Kachan is not dead. He has to still fight. Okay, I don't think they're that crucial to it. So we're gonna jump right into the video or the story. They tried their best. That was the most I was gonna say annoying. We're gonna start this out rough, I guess. They tried their best. That was the most anyone could have asked for on a battlefield. Katsuki was no stranger to pain, but nothing could have ever prepared him for this. Lying half dead and mangled on a raised field, largely I was like, that just was like, it got me. Largely immobilized as frigid raindrops continued to pour over him. Of course it's raining. I think we're in the exact same like predicament. I think we are. Let's read and find out though. Your heart had stopped. He'd heard someone tell him when he regained consciousness. Back then, the past tense had been definite. You had died, but we all worked together to save your life, and you've been revived. It's like a video game, guys. Well, it wasn't really working. It turns out that performing impromptu open heart surgery in the middle of a war couldn't actually bring Katsuki back to life. It only prolonged it for a few more minutes. It was Edshot, apparently, who had kept Katsuki's heart beating just a little longer. What a fucking waste. Throwing your life away for some kid who never got to live the life he wanted. What does that mean? Oh, maybe he's talking about Izuku? Guys, I'm trying to keep up here. Well, it wouldn't be the first time Katsuki had ended a hero's career. Anyway, maybe this is the second time. No, because it said Edshot, so I'm going to say that this is... I really should have looked at the tags. It probably told us. We'll find out together. Anyway, the fact of the matter is that he's dying on a field after having already died, so he's probably got the worst fucking luck in the world. Inevitably, he thinks of his mom. He wonders where she is right now. What's she doing? Is she safe? Does she know where he is right now? Does she know that he's dying? Probably not. Unless they're recording it, like last time, which was, wow. A memory comes to him, unbidden. It's an old one, clouded by the effects of too much time passing since it had last been revisited. He had been 7, probably. His dad sits at a sewing kit, stitching up a maroon pantsuit. In the foreground, Mitsuki twists her torso in front of the body-length mirror, smoothing down the front of her newly tailored blazer. I wonder, is his dad... Guys, I honestly forgot what Katsuki's dad was. Is he like a fashion person? She turns to little Katsuki, planted on the floor by her feet, and asks if it looks okay. He doesn't remember what he said, but she'd smack him upside the head for it. Or she had smacked him upside the head for it. So it couldn't have been anything good. Of course, Katsuki. Yeah, he should have called home more often. Aw, that's kind of sad. Oh my god. I got so sad at the part where his mom was like, he hates the rain. I feel like everybody did, but I was just like, I was crying. I'm not gonna lie, I was crying. I don't know why I was gonna say I was almost, because like to hide it or something. I'm definitely a lot like Bakugou in that sense, you guys. I have some Aries in me and all that jazz. There's a face peering over him. Dark rimmed eyes and face splattered with something dark red. To someone else, he would have been unrecognizable. That dark aura in the black quirk flickering all around him has masked him so entirely. But Katsuki doesn't have to be seen to know him. Oh, I know who this is. I died, Deku. I don't know how I was supposed to... My dead dick? What was I trying to say there? I don't know why it says, like, I think, like, he does that a lot, but I don't know how they were supposed to express it in that sentence right there. Or they were trying to. Deku? Izuku stares at him blankly for a second, and begins shaking his head repeatedly. There's tear tracks on his cheeks. Oh, he doesn't want him to. No, Kachan, you're not. Dying then? Izuku purses his lips, still shaking his head. No, you're fine. You're gonna be fine. Okay, help is on the way. He looks up. Someone else is talking. Genist, maybe? He doesn't have long. The fastest help we can get in these conditions is more than 30 minutes from now. Yikes. Ah, so he is dying. You're about to die, his body tells him, but at least Izuku is here. I feel like I'm reading this so cheerily, but oh, that's so cute. At least Izuku is here. And it's like the world shakes a couple hands and makes a couple deals. Katsuki feels his lungs expand, keeping enough breath in his lungs to say his last thoughts to Izuku. Here we go. Oh my god. So, Katsuki, what do you want to say? Aw, I love how she did it from like a POV of like, POV of like, it's kind of him thinking these things, but it's more like a different version of himself, if you will. Oh boy, I don't know if I'm ready for this confession, guys. This is a deep one. Why did I pick such a deep one for the first one? Here we go. And it's like, like I said, like, I feel like I'm reading it in like a cheery voice. Oh my gosh. Oi, The blood in his mouth makes it difficult to tell if he's even uttered anything. But from the way Izuku leans in, eyes wide and focused and lip quivering, he must at least made a sound. Are you still? He tries to swallow, but the muscles are weak. Still, he goes on. Izuku keeps his ear close to Katsuki's mouth. You still scared of the thunder, Izuku? Oh. Izuku leans back to stare at him, eyebrows furrowing together. He's trying to hold it together, guys. He waits a long moment, as if Katsuki had spoken a riddle and Izuku was required to answer it. Before he finally croaks out, What? Thunder? Where? He shakes his head then, pursing his lips and closing his eyes. It looks like he's trying very hard to keep from crying. Let's be honest, he's not going to be able to. But he's doing a pretty shit job. There you go. Judging from the way he looks like already. Like he had already been crying. Never mind that, Kachan. Don't worry about the thunder. I know it must be loud. We're going to get you to a hospital. Izuku. The word makes Izuku halt again. Keeping so still, it's like he's holding his breath. Katsuki would have sighed if he had the energy for it. Instead, he asks, do you remember when we were kids? Izuku nods prematurely, which is irritating as hell, but Katsuki continues. He nods before he was done. Definitely Bakugou. And Auntie allowed you to stay overnight. It was raining that day. Izuku blinks and nods again slowly. I feel like Izuku knows this down to a T. Like, I feel like Izuku memory records things, and the things that he memory records with Kachan labeled on them they're probably the favorited ones. They're the, what does Gojo say? The honored ones in his mind. Yes. Okay, where did I even leave off at? Okay. Yeah, he got annoyed at him, blah, blah, blah. So, Auntie allowed you to stay over. It was raining that day. He nods. Katsuki closes his eyes for just a second. You were scared of the thunder. Izuku begins shaking his head again. Don't, Kachan. I'm begging you, please shut up. Please. Don't talk. Especially not when it sounds like you're... His voice cracks, and so does his entire face. His expression splintering into 1,000 different portrayals of grief. You're not dying, you stupid jerk. He looks up, eyes searching the rest of the audience gathered around his body. What are you all just standing around for? Help Kachan. He needs help, damn it. Didn't you see what he did? He's the best hero out of all of us. And none of you people are doing anything. Everyone is silent. They keep their distance. Izuku's apparently the last one to understand what everybody else knows. And that is, Katsuki is going to die here. It's the immediate aftermath of a war. Immediate medical assistance is too limited, and heroes standing battered and bruised around them are barely able to even pick themselves up. It's too late for him. But Deku's always been a stubborn bastard. This is definitely from like Katsuki's point of view, at least one side of him. Would you fucking shut your yapping? Guys, I'm gonna be so terrible at like their voices and shit like that. I'm just warning you right now. Like I said, you are not here for the impressions. Let me see if I can do this again. Would you fucking shut your yapping? Katsuki spits out. How am I supposed to hear the fucking angels choir if you keep blubbering in my ear? You're gonna get me so lost I end up stuck here as a shitty ghost. Kachan, Izuku gasps, and Katsuki wants to roll his eyes, but he gets it, damn it. Just listen. Katsuki takes in a shuddering breath. There's still air left in his lungs, so he's gonna confess all his deep, dark secrets. Please. Here we go. Katsuki doesn't need to wrestle with the word anymore. He wishes he'd mastered the fight against it ages ago, but it works like magic against Izuku, who immediately shuts up. Taking in another breath, Katsuki starts again. You were scared of the thunder, so you slept in my bed. It was too small for the two of us, but we managed to fit somehow. I bet you did. Izuku closes his eyes just as a single tear tracks down one of his cheeks. Yes, you called me lots of names, but you held my hand all night. Katsuki watches him cry for a second. And the bed was wet in the morning? What? Oh my god. Wait a second. And the bed was wet in the morning. Izuku chuckled quietly and dryly opened his eyes and looking at him sadly, tenderly, fondly. He wet the bed, guys. I don't know why I found that so funny. Akatsuki from not too long ago would have sent his face into the dirt for it. Seriously, it's like he got schooled in Sappy Expression Academy. My dog is, can you see her? Yeah. She wants that Gojo plushie so bad. It's the little cat one, guys. I just got it and I literally didn't want to have to do the blind box. I did one and I got Nanami. He's hanging in my car, but I didn't want to have to do the blind box. So I just got, where is my webcam? I just got the little Gojo one with the glasses and the dark one. I wanted this one so badly and it feels so satisfying, guys. She chewed on it, so it's not as satisfying as before. I need to like wash them if I can. I don't know. I didn't even realize she chewed on it. But they're so soft. They're so soft. I'm getting sidetracked by the Gojo. Kitty bear is what they're called. But yeah, I just wanted one so bad, so I got them. Or I got that one. I forgot where I got it from. I didn't want to do the blind box. I never have any luck on those anyways. So, okay, focus. Girl, you gotta leave me alone. We're in the middle of a deep conversation here, dog. Oh, man. So he wet the bed, guys. The bed was wet in the morning. You're really gonna bring this up now? I was like 5 probably. It was me. Katsuki doesn't wait for Izuku to cut in? It was Katsuki. Blamed it on you and everything. Cause you gullible ass would just believe it. Oh my gosh. So Katsuki wet the bed. This is not the confession I was thinking we were gonna get today. We're getting the confession story of Katsuki wetting the bed at a sleepover with Izuku, guys. Oh my gosh. Katsuki pauses. I fully wet the goddamn bed, idiot. Shat myself a little too. What is this? Oh no, I skipped some. Izuku blinks. Oh, okay. I mean, you were 5'2". It's really not that embarrassing. Katsuki pauses. I fully wet the goddamn bed, idiot. I shat myself too a little. I don't even know what this says anymore. He's literally dying, guys, and he's gonna confess that he shat himself. That is probably what I would do. I would literally spend my last few words in breaths, like, confessing that I shat myself, and then be like, yeah. And then my luck, I would run out of breath. And then the last thing, my legacy would be that I confessed that I shat myself before I died. Because what if he just ran out of breath right now? What if, you know? Oh no, that would be horrible. Okay, fanfic done, guys. Oh my god. What? It's true. Katsuki wishes he could shrug. I fully pissed and shat the bed. Of course, it's fucking embarrassing. Is this your darkest secret or something? That's why I would be like. Izuku squeaks. I'm sure Auntie Mitsuki wouldn't have gotten mad if she knew it was you. I was scared of the thunder too. Wow. Tell me something new. You shat the bed because of it. Or why did you shit the bed then? What? It's true. Katsuki wishes Oh, I started over, guys. This is just getting me. This one warrants a silence. Distantly, he can hear people shuffling away from them, keeping their distance, which they should have been doing since the start. But whatever. This is so from Katsuki's POV. Katsuki finds that he now has the energy to sigh, so that's what he does. A long, irritated sigh. I was scared. I never liked the stupid ass rain. But you were scared too. So I needed to. At this point, Izuku's face collapses in on itself, and he pulls his hands from Katsuki's tattered hero uniform to clutch at his own face. The first sob sends a powerful shockwave through Katsuki's nervous system. I know, he whispered wetly. Sorry, I'm still thinking about the chat. I'm sorry, I was not expecting that. I know, he whispered wetly. I know, Kachan. Then Izuku crawls inward, pressing his forehead over Katsuki's torso. He lets out a second sob, and then a third, until he's racked with them. You're so unfair, Kachan. I knew you'd always be there for me. He burrows his head in further. I knew it. You've always been my hero. So why are you leaving me now? Fuck. Katsuki wants to cry so badly. Asshole, he hisses instead. Save the theatrics till after I've croaked my last croak. I still got shit to say. You got shit to say, alright. Izuku's sobbing. Maybe shit to do. Izuku's sobbing ceases eventually, at which point he pulls away, rubs at his eyes with his forearm, and looks at Katsuki's heart. He's devoid of any outward expression now. The silence is cue enough to continue speaking, but Katsuki can't stand it when, look here, Izuku. Izuku's eyes slide reluctantly to meet his, dark circled, the bloodshot. His forehead is painted in Katsuki's own blood. It's fucking nauseating. He'd better have a shower when this is all done. He's in dire need of washing his ugly face. He must be so tired. God fucking damn, ow. Katsuki winces, though it's probably more of a wheeze. When the force of his injuries hits him again, he'd done his best to ignore it for Izuku, but the pain is overwhelming. This definitely does not have any, I'm not going to dumb down the cussing because we're reading it like normal, but there's a lot. But it's like Bakugou, so we kind of knew this was coming. God fucking damn it. Ow. I'm bad at repeating, guys. Oh, I just wanted to, put that out there. His blood continues to pump into that countdown clock of a heart. It's a wonder he's even conscious and talking right now. Not really. Most of my character heroes will be literally on the brink of death half the time they're fighting, so it's not that much of a wonder, but, you know. Izuku, of course, notices this, but Katsuki is able to very barely shift his hand so that it touches Izuku's knee from where he's kneeling down. Aw. Stop, he tries to say. Izuku doesn't. He hovers his hand over him, unsure of how to make the pain stop, but unwilling to not try. I don't know how can I help, Kachan? It's okay, Katsuki slurs out. The goddamn rain in his eyes makes it so annoying to look at him. Do you remember Valentine's Day, our last year in middle school? Oh, this is gonna be like a run through the memories. I'm just now getting the plot, guys. Oh, this is gonna be cute. I mean, other than him dying. It's okay. Katsuki slurs. So he says, do you remember Valentine's Day last year? Okay. Izuku settles for cupping his hand gingerly with both of his. I think so. It doesn't stick out to me. He hesitates, eyes darting to and away. Why does this idiot have the nerve to look guilty when they both know it's the real person to blame? Who's the real person to blame? Well, I never received anything, real, so that they all kind of blur together for me. Katsuki stares at him. Honestly, it's an abomination that Izuku hasn't been showered in flowers and chocolates and all of that other gross stuff. It wouldn't have even mattered if Katsuki had never been brave enough to add his own homemade chocolate to the mix. because he would have been content enough to simply see Izuku be appreciated. Aw. Well, maybe now he would. Middle school Katsuki, I was gonna say, would have done something significantly more destructive. I was gonna say, bro, you did not want to see him getting chocolates back then. You straight up did not want to see him getting anything other than blown up by your why am I blanking on his quirk? Your explosions. Yeah, that's what I meant. Izuku seems to mistake the silence for something else because he scrambles to correct himself. I'm not blaming you, I swear. I know you regret what you've done, and you work so hard to become a person you can forgive. I heard you loud and clear when you apologized. You didn't have to do that, by the way. I always knew you. Secret number 2, Izuku. Katsuki interrupts. The hands warming his own limp one seemed to burn. You did receive something that day. Katsuki tries to remove his hand from Izuku's. Oh no, because he shouldn't be allowed that right now. But of course, his body does not cooperate. Selfish for Izuku's touch, even in his last moments. Go figure. Okay, look. Every Valentine's Day, I'd get to class extra early to make sure your table was empty. Bro, took his chocolates. Wait, what? To make sure your table was empty. Okay, maybe he didn't take them. Let me read. Katsuki doesn't want to look at him when he says this, but he can't help but risk a quick glance. He's like, I took them. Because no. Izuku's biting his bottom lip, and he doesn't seem thrilled to hear this. But at least he hasn't pulled away yet. At least that. It was always empty, Zuku. It would be so cute if he said Zuku, but it was always empty, Izuku. That day I saw her, some chick from our class with the water-based quirk or something. Oh. Izuku straightens up, using one hand to grip his chin in thought. It could be Otakon, the one who would create mini fountains in her hands. She used to braid her friend's hair during lunch. Her name could be Ronald McDonald for all I care. Here's the snark. Katsuki barks, but because what the hell, Deku? Izuku, why do you even want to know? Listen to my... I got thrown off. Why do you even want to know? Listen to my sad backstory and stop thinking about her. Oh, he got jelly, guys. He got jelly. Her name could be... Listen to my... oh my gosh. I'm just like, this is kind of cracking me up, even though he's dying. I thought it was going to be such a, like, sad one, but her name could be Ronald McDonald for all I care. Izuku goes ridges like a startled cat. Eek, sorry, Kachan, please continue. Katsuki harumphs, closing his eyes as a fresh wave of pain washes over him. Fuck, how did Izuku ever live like this? She left a rose and a box of chocolates on your desk, and a note. Katsuki pauses, remembering the day with no shortage of mortification. Tasted like shit, by the way. He ate them! Bro ate them! He took them and ate them. You ate them? I was talking about the note. You ate the note? I had to make sure you never saw it. What? He ate the note? So you're not gonna eat the chocolate? But he couldn't like burn it with his explosions. He had to eat it so that Izuku would never see it. Bro, no, that's just you being dramatic, Kachan. Or Katsuki. That's you straight up being dramatic, bro. You ate them, damn. I had to make sure you never saw it. And I ate the chocolates too, by the way. Oh, okay. So he did eat, he had a palate cleanser. The note was a palate cleanser. What else was I supposed to do, Izuku? Katsuki scoffs. Give them to you? The whole point of getting there early was to make sure you didn't get anything. God damn, dude. So when I eventually wrote you a fake love letter, you'd think that I was the only one thinking of you. I knew where this was going. There, wow. He had so many issues. Izuku looks like he doesn't know how to respond to this. I would not either. Hey, dude, I ate your note because I love you. Fair enough. Katsuki wouldn't know how to either. Yeah. He huffs from the nose. Yeah, I was a desperate fucking cringe-ass loser. Wish I could strangle that guy. A scandalized Izuku straightens up, hands tightening over his own as if he'd forgotten to be tender. Don't you dare say that. I'm not fucking around. I was weird. I was a weird, messed up kid. Izuku makes a short, frustrated sound. Wait, I do remember a note, actually. But it was that you and your friends? Come to think of it, it was your handwriting. Katsuki settles back down at this. He even manages a dry, humorless laugh. Yeah, I was getting to that. That day, you didn't even look sad that you hadn't received anything. I mean, normally, you at least try to hide the disappointment a little. But that day, you were so blank. You just sat down and started writing in your nerd book as usual, while everyone else was gossiping and shit. It's like you'd accepted it. Like you'd lost hope a long time ago. Izuku blinks. Then quietly he admits, yeah, I was pretty lonely. Izuku shadowed in the middle of the room, head ducked into his notebook. The sunlight from the window seemed to touch its rays on everybody except for him. Oh, this is so sad. Bending around him like he didn't even exist, as if he were a ghost. Katsuki remembers standing at his desk and his goons surrounding him, twisting his head to look over his shoulder to watch him. No muttering, no wandering eyes that sometimes strayed towards Katsuki. He wore his loneliness like a well-worn jacket, like it was a native tongue, like it was the only thing to keep him sheltered. Katsuki blinks, and this time there is a tear there. Despite his own limited bodily functions, it seems the tear glands still work. And he's not even crying for himself. Right, well, he continues, ignoring the increasing hoarseness in his already fucked up voice. I didn't like that look, so I wrote you, a love letter thing. Yanked the pink heart-shaped paper from some other guy in our class and wrote something sappy on it. From memory, Kachan. I'm pretty sure it said... Wait, what? From memory, Kachan. I'm pretty sure it said, your eyes are big and wet and freaking stop looking at me. So he knew this was from Katsuki. Yeah, sappy. Katsuki's chest rises and falls weakly, and he mutters, it doesn't matter what it said anyways, because you just tore it up. Then as an afterthought, didn't know why you even bothered to open it. Well, yeah, you're gonna tear it up after you open it. It says that. Damn, boy. Izuku casts his eyes down, absentmindedly stroking Katsuki's immobilized arm. There is no pain. Is that supposed to be a bad sign? It was your handwriting, he says simply, the admission almost shy. It didn't matter how cruel the words were, as long as it was your handwriting. Ooh, is that Izuku? Yeah, Izuku said that. We're getting, maybe he likes him back, guys. The electric feeling booming in his chest as his chest is as bloody as the red that pools out from below him. Why did you care? Won't you tell me? It's so late to be having this conversation. That's my fault. Why did you even write it, Kachan? Izuku asks, finally glancing up at him. Will you tell me? And Katsuki actually smiles at this. Izuku might actually be his other half. Use your head, genius. I'm sure you'll figure it out soon. Izuku furrows his brows, mouth parting in objection. But Katsuki is able to move his right hand, so he angles it up to catch Izuku's roughened fingers in his own. Where did the nerd's gloves go anyway? 1507. Katsuki racks his brain to remember if there's anything in there he doesn't want Izuku to see, before promptly deciding that it doesn't matter. Let him look this time. My phone passcode. I would never invade your privacy, Izuku objects, voice high and adamant. I want you to. Katsuki starts to chuckle weakly. My home screen is you picking your nose. I love this. This author, nailed it. My home screen is you picking your nose. Snapped it when you were going over some notes once. Gross loser. Izuku's face loses some of its weight when he goes slightly slack-jawed. The redness on his cheeks takes a different genre. What? Why? When? Instead of answering, I got a whole album of you. The shirtless one taught me how to jerk off. Pretty sure I yanked it What? Pretty sure I yanked it Kachan! Izuku screeches, head snapping up momentarily to see if anyone else heard that. They probably did. Once a week. Oh my god! Dude. I was not expecting it to take this turn. Okay. We're just gonna merge ahead. We're just gonna go ahead. Oh my god, it went from funny to what the fuck are we even doing? You do not need to confess this in your last dying breath, bro. Don't maybe leave that detail out. Maybe he doesn't need to know. It's getting crazy here. I knew it was gonna get crazy in these videos anyways, so buckle up, dude. Once a week, would you just let me finish? Katsuki snaps. Oh, I'm gonna be flustered now. Can't even let a dying man say his last words without giving him your 2 cents. And Izuku's flailing now, looking so much like a schoolboy who doesn't know how to turn down a confession. You, pictures me? No fucking duh, it's you. You're bigger than anything, he says. And, okay, he wasn't expecting to say that. Realized that last year. You're too big? Wait, what are we talking about here? Is this getting spicy? I did not want to get spicy. Is he? No, wait a second. Let me read, just so the kids don't hear this. Let me read for the kids. There are no kids hopefully watching this ever. But, yeah, let me just wander around here. Yeah. So, pictures of me? Oh, wow. Nothing can, you're too big for this fucking world, and you gotta realize that. Nothing can match you and your, God, I'm just gonna read. He's choking on his sentences now. A hero, a true one, the best we've ever seen. The fat dollops right after that paragraph. The fat dollops of tears pooling in Izuku's eyes seem to have rendered him incapable of speech. Of course. Kacha. But I still put up a good fight against you, huh? Instead of a sob, Izuku's face goes blotchy red and he lets out an inhuman pained whimper. A soft blubbering webbed with wet attempts at speech. What was he supposed to be saying there? SSGOP. Stop? Oh, I just did it, guys. God. Stop. The vision in the corners of his eyes are splotching with black. The all-encompassing pain is receding into the recesses of his mind, extracting its claws from the soft flesh of his battered body. They have no need to torment a corpse. Guys, can we take a second here and imagine, what's going through Izuku's head right now? Your dying childhood friend. He shat himself first. And then, what did he do next? He peed the bed and shat in it when you were in it. He confesses that to you. He's 5. Not really that big of a deal. We can live with that. We can live with that. However, then, without knowing if Izuku has the same feelings for him, we go on to, one, take his Valentine's Day gifts and particularly a note and chocolates, and take them before he can come, and get them in the morning at school, and then he eats the note. So not only does he think you're gonna go digging around in a garbage can to find something on Valentine's Day, which would be really pitiful. He eats the note so you can't see it, and then he eats the chocolate. Or maybe he ate the chocolate first and then he ate the note. But either way, he's eating fucking paper. He shat the bed, wet the bed, eats paper. We're a little older now, so it's a little more disturbing. Eats paper. And then, if memory serves me correctly, he's going to tell you to go on his phone. Now again, we're looking at this from Izuku's POV, watching his childhood best friend die, who Katsuki doesn't even know if he has feelings for. Izuku has feelings for him. And he's gonna tell him, yeah, I jerked it. I did it to your photo multiple times. Also, I have gross pictures of you picking your nose. 'Cause you're gross. You pick your nose. You're the gross one, not me. Not the one who shat the bed and ate the note. And then did it to you, multiple pictures of you, and is admitting it. It's one of his last things before he dies. Without knowing you, if you reciprocate the feelings back. Okay, just had to briefly overview that, because that's what Izuku is, like, experiencing right now. At this point, I don't know what I would be thinking. If I loved that man in front of me, maybe, yeah. Maybe I would still be like, oh yeah, I guess I still love him. I guess that's kind of cute. But guys, I honestly don't know. I don't know. So we're gonna chug along here. There's a commotion somewhere, distant, insignificant, a flurry of conversation and footsteps and trodden wet grass and mud. Izuku doesn't even spare a glance upwards, instead scrambling forward with wide, frantic eyes. There's so much to say. Where does he start? How much time do they have left? Why won't anybody answer him? Izuku, when we got assigned that poetry assignment, I wrote mine about you. Aizawa failed me and told me to schedule another appointment with my therapist. Izuku, wait. Are we just listing off things he's telling Izuku now? Or maybe he's saying this in his mind and he wants to say it to Izuku. Izuku, I've written half a notebook now cataloging your moves and your progress and anatomy of your quirk. It's not complete. Izuku, can you finish the unread manga on my shelf for me? Would you tell me your thoughts on the ending of the shoujo with the pink and blue cover whose name I can't remember? Can you make sure it's a rant session with a 3-hour minimum? This is so, oh my god. This is so sweet. Izuku, the all-white trading card that glinted silver and gold in the sun. I'm gonna cry. Do you remember it? Izuku, I've lost so much sleep over the image of you turning to look at me. This is punching me in the gut, guys. The way your hand strikes my shoulder in a spar, the tree we climbed, the powder on your mom's apron, your shoe with the stone in the sole, and the rattling sound it made when you walked during training. You sipped from my bottle. Was that an indirect kiss? Take care of my parents. Take my figurines. The blush on your face and every perfect shade of green. And the goddamn river. Do you remember the river? And your outstretched hand. And oh fuck. Running out of time. And he's not ready. Izuku, I love you. He's not ready. Izuku seems to be thinking the same thing. Because he goes ballistic. Oh my god, this is so heart-wrenching. He's the prettiest picture of snot and desperation, and he's screaming himself hoarse. No, Kachan, keep talking. Tell me about high school. They're literally right here. They just got here, and they're going to take care of you. What else do you have to say? Don't. Not when you're so close. Stop being so fucking unfair, Kachan. Come on. A last lungful of crisp, static air. I love you, Katsuki repeats again. And really, what else was there to say? Maybe that you shit yourself. Bro. No. That is so... Oh my god, did he... So it leads me to believe that this font that they did it in, the cursive, without him, like, actually putting, like, the quotes on it, like, speaking. So he didn't say this to him. I thought he was supposed to have, like, confessed everything to him. And, like, this is everything. Like, well, he confessed that he loved him at the end. But I guess those were, like, cute little thoughts that we got to experience that Izuku probably, like, saw in his eyes. God, not me adding to it. That is so... Oh my god, that's so heart-wrenching. That made me a little emotional, guys. Here we go. Oh, wait. But he lives. Wait a second. He lives. I forgot. It's okay. It's happy now. But this is when he's dead. So here we go. Katsuki walks forever in a sea of white. He has little left to think about here, but his footsteps leave behind a trail of green, stamping the ground with something bright and kind and beautiful. How odd. How ugly. How dare he leave something so lovely behind in his pristine limbo. He is a contaminant. He does not belong here. Why do I feel like the grass was supposed to be Izuku? And, like, that's his thoughts of him, like, being with him. Or what he thought when he was, like, you know, too afraid to tell him when he was actually realized. Because, like, when did he realize this? I don't know. I hope she tells, like, that. Or they. Guys, I keep saying she. Who's writing this. But, honestly, I don't know. So, I'm not gonna mischaracterize them. Anyways, plugging along. Mischaracterize. What does that even mean, bro? Misgender. I meant misgender. I'm just so flustered right now. There's a lot of voices. They come and go like funeral goers at a wake. Katsuki is still smothered in white, but it's colored differently. It's solid. It has weight to it. He's crying. His hand held a lot. One half of his body burns. There's his mom, his dad, his classmates, every last one of them. Katsuki doesn't know how he knows, but he just does. Even if he can't yet open his eyes, but Deku hasn't visited. Why isn't he here? Wait, is Katsuki alive? That can't be right. Right? After all of that, it had been so dramatic. It had felt so final. He's freaking out, guys. Because, like, literally, if that happened to you, and you were like, hey, I shat myself and all this jazz, and I'm out. That would be devastating to wake up. I don't even know if I would want to wake up alive. Bro. It would literally be like, no, I'm dead. I'm just going to be in a coma for the rest of my life. So why does he hear the familiar sounds of a hospital? Why does he hear doctors explaining to faceless visitors that his injuries were not fatal? That the doctors worked so hard to bring him back? Uh-oh. You've been exposed. And why is he still... Dead people aren't meant to miss someone so badly that it feels like all of their limbs are being torn off. Or maybe his limbs really were torn off. It's hard to tell. I bet it is. You literally died. This time, when Katsuki finally feels actually conscious, the first thing he notices is that the lights are off. The sunrise is blue and pale, filtering in weakly from the window. But his legs and his arms are bandaged. His legs are both hanging suspended in the air. Fuck, did he break them? While his arms are tucked by his sides. Well, one of them is. One half of his body is still burning, and that arm has lost all feeling. Katsuki attempts to move it. gets attacked by pins and needles, and when he finally looks down to see what the fuck happened to him, it's Izuku, tucked into his side, snoring lightly. Ah. Ear pressed against Katsuki's chest. Clingy bastard. He must have said it out loud, because Izuku peels his eyes open and blinks himself awake and peers up at him. He looks like hell, but Katsuki's used to it. That's still his Deku, looking at him silently with big, wet, freaky eyes. They're really close. Izuku doesn't seem to register it, but Katsuki's skin crawls. Or maybe it craves. Either way, Katsuki comes to realizations. Katsuki comes to two realizations. Here we go. So is he realizing this right now? That's what I was saying before. Like, I'm so confused. One, what was keeping the left side of him warm this entire time? Was Izuku sticking to him like his own portable heater? Two, holy shit, I told him I jerked off to his picture. Yeah, bro. I would be devastated. His head whips to the door. He yanks his feet from the leg suspenders and he runs. What? No way, bro is running out the door with broken legs. But then Izuku whispers, "Why aren't you looking at me?" Oh, I guess he didn't. And Katsuki realizes that he's been glaring holes into the door for the last 2 minutes instead. Damn. Fuck. His voice is almost unrecognizable. Rusty from disuse. I thought it meant disgust. He tries to wriggle his legs, but those things are tied up so nicely. Thought I was running away. Izuku jolts at this, drawing closer and tightening his fist over Katsuki's hospital gown, twisted over his chest. Kachan, don't. It's a broken sound, like a child begging their mother not to leave them somewhere unfamiliar. Katsuki looks down to see Izuku crying into his shoulder, and he did just watch him die. Yeah. He doesn't remember his hand lifting up, but here it is now, flopping tiredly on top of Izuku's hair. Sorry, he says, only mildly surprised at how easy it is to say now. It's fine, Deku. Not going anywhere. Go back to sleep. Izuku peeks at him from under his hair. He matches his breathing for a few minutes, stubbornly not looking away, and says quietly, "Can you convince me that I'm not dreaming?" Katsuki snorts. Sure. Can your dream Kachan do this? Izuku stares at him, then furrows his brows. Do what? Fuck, he says again. Thought I was doing a backflip. He's just like, psych. Can he do this? Izuku breaks into a small smile, but it pours over Katsuki like a bucket of sunshine anyways. My Kachan doesn't know how to make a joke. They always do the my Kachan. I mean, I think it's kind of cute, but like, I'm honestly torn. It's like third person. That's pretty insulting considering he genuinely thought the backflip would work. But he did say my Kachan. Oh, usually he doesn't acknowledge it, so we'll take that one. And it probably doesn't mean anything, but Katsuki thinks he could forgive Izuku for anything he says if he started it with that. Aw. Katsuki pinched his cheek. Wow, that's soft, and yanks at it. I do this with my dog. That was so weird for me to say, but yeah, how about you're killing me, my fucking arm, Deku? Lay off a bit. Izuku springs away, and eep, he seems reluctant to move too far away. So as a compromise, he keeps his hand flat over Katsuki's chest. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to stay here. You were, and I just couldn't, I had to be with you. The nurses let me, I swear. Hey, Katsuki interrupts softly, gripping Izuku's hand with the one that is still mobile. I get it. He would have done the same back when their roles were swapped, if anybody would have let him. Aw. Why did the two of them keep ending up in this scenario? I don't know. You're destructive together. Izuku makes a face like he's going to cry, one of Katsuki's favorites, though that's a little redundant because he loves them all. and Katsuki's thumb is already there to catch the first tear. I'm so relieved, Izuku gasps wetly, cuddling in closer, but with significant less weight. I'm so relieved. He's reminded suddenly of the breath in his lungs, of the way he's breathing right now. The numbed pain in every part of his body, Izuku's skin under his thumb, his eyes adjusting to the low light. He remembers dying so vividly, and he remembers especially all of the things he didn't get to say. So he probably didn't get to say those things, guys, which is devastating. Damn. So he swallows another beautiful lungful of air, thumps a hand against Izuku's shoulder, and announces it. I meant everything I said, by the way. There's no running away from this. Izuku takes a second to comprehend what Katsuki means, promptly turns rosy pink, clears his throat a little, and looks somewhere at Katsuki's chin. Of course. Well, I wouldn't have expected anything less from you. Katsuki narrows his eyes. He doesn't expect Izuku to reciprocate, of course, but the lack of any response doesn't sit right. You do remember what I said, right? Obviously, Izuku squeaks, flushed fully red now. I've had a lot of time to think about it, and I was wondering if you meant platonically or romantically or sexually. I don't blame you, Izuku. I would have been so confused, especially with Katsuki. Katsuki immediately pulls at his cheek again. Fuck you, you stupid bastard. I didn't waste my dying breath professing my love to you for you to think it wasn't all three. Oh, of course. Obviously, how much clearer do I have to be? Do I really have to be brought back to the life to clarify? Didn't I already say I jerked it to you? I hate repeating that, guys. Oh my god. Why do you keep mentioning that? Same. At least once a week. Stop interrupting me. Why is he saying once a week again, bro? Leave it alone. He doesn't want to hear. This guy is seriously the most thick-headed. Stupid idiot. I knew you were going to be this dumb. Oh, damn. You're literally saying things here that I would be acting the same way. I would have stayed dead, and the only reason I'm not calling up the angel of death to take me back under right now is because it'll break your big, stupid heart. I love you. I love you so much it makes me hate you. How thick is your skull? He trails off when he sees the look on Izuku's eyes. Pupils dilated wide and open, focused like a cat about to pounce. The abrupt change is freaky to watch, and Katsuki would have racked his brain trying to think of what he said that made Izuku react like this, but he's kind of mesmerized by the sight. The Mijre? What? Mirage. I'm tired. The mirage of light from the window has cast Izuku in a deep blue painting, the color of his eyes black, and Katsuki is struck with sudden urge to commit the image to memory. Izuku rises up over Katsuki slowly, quietly, hooking a leg over Katsuki's hips, and swinging on top of him to fall into his lap. He's forgotten to be gentle about it again, like he forgot about Katsuki's injuries. Katsuki comes to a third realization. Maybe Deku is as selfish about him as he is about Deku. How fucked up would that be? That would be Bakugou. This Izuku is quieter than Katsuki has ever experienced, so he says nothing in order to not break the spell. He just breathes a little heavier. Izuku licks his lips. We're getting spicy, guys. Izuku licks his lips. Katsuki's eyes dart down instantly to follow the movement, and then Izuku leaps forward. It's a hard and desperate press of the lips against lips. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to. I just thought it would be funny. There's a lot of spit. Oh, okay. Izuku tastes a little like blood. Huh? And Katsuki can't help it. He lets out a throaty groan, and loudly. Izuku gasps. Kachan, I love you so... I'm not doing that in character. I am not doing that in character. Go somewhere else for that. No. Kachan, I love you so much. Shifts in his lap, and Izuku might actually be his angel of death all along because the boy is killing him. Couldn't see that one coming. His hands grip onto Izuku's hair, nearly yanking the strands off in his effort to keep him close. Izuku must have the same idea because he has his arms looped tight around his neck and he barely moves back an inch when he has to take a breath. Izuku's crying a little. The tears, of course he is. The tears spilling quiet. I don't know if I've ever read a fanfic where when they're kissing, Izuku's not crying, at least glassy-eyed. I just want to put that out there. Love Izuku, but I don't think I have. The tears spilling quietly down his face as he kisses Katsuki like he's the one grateful for the chance to breathe again. Fuck, that shouldn't be hot. Izuku's tears spill over onto Katsuki's face, and it shouldn't be hot, but it is. It is, guys. Obviously, he doesn't want to stop kissing Izuku. He'll kiss him to hell for the rest of his life if he could, and he can't even believe he was kissing him now. But it's all just so much. He knows there's tears in his own eyes because he's shutting them tight, trembling in Izuku's arms as they cling to each other as if the world was going to collapse right out from under them. You better have meant that, he croaks out. I love you, Izuku says easily into his ear, and Katsuki believes him. I love you so much it scares me. He nuzzles in closer. He should probably scare you too. Sorry, guys. I said that wrong. It should probably scare you too. Whoa. Getting a little aggressive there. Katsuki considers this. He's heard the stories from classmates, from news anchors, how Izuku had gone ballistic time and time again for Katsuki's sake. Yes. He hadn't believed in it then. That's the thing, though. It's going to happen either way, so you might as well be in love with each other. He hadn't believed it then, at least not fully. But things are different now. I also love that when he goes ballistic in the fanfics. And, yeah, I love that little trope. That's just something about me that you guys should know, because I might be picking a lot of those. But, to continue... Your emo ass doesn't scare me, Katsuki says, and it's somewhere between a truth and a lie. Izuku lets out a dry laugh. Someday I'll... Katsuki squeezes tighter. Won't matter. Nothing you do can ever shake me off. You're stuck with me forever, like a fucking leech. Izuku hums, still passed over him like a koala. I think I like the sound of that. Then after a bout of peaceful silence, do you really have a photo album of me? That's what I would be asking. I am right there with you, Izuku. Katsuki winces. Forgot I told you that. You didn't check my phone. Well, you were hospitalized and you're way to a recovery, he reasons. And I had hopes, so I didn't touch it. Katsuki sighs through his nose. Right before you go ahead and call me a creepy or whatever. You gotta know that. He pauses. Never mind. I don't know how to defend that. He's like, right. Before you call me a creep, I am one. And you should probably know that. So I'm not gonna try and defend myself. I love that. That's actually really funny. Wait, I'm reading ahead, so sorry. Right before you had he probably is one. Izuku laughs again, pulling away to look at him. The tears are dried, and best of all, there's light in his eyes. Katsuki did that. That might be the best day of his life, and it isn't just because he was brought back from the dead. You think that's creepy? You should hear what goes on through my head when something bad happens to you. Katsuki tilts his head. If someone stepped on my toe, you'd break the whole world into little pieces and then eat them raw, right? He waits for Izuku to nod because he knows Izuku will. Izuku nods. Yeah, well, I'm the same. In fact, I'd go step of. I'm stuttering. It's like this is Izuku's line. It's not. I'd go a step further and eat something actually raw for you. That's a little gross. Why is Katsuki so gross? Bro, stick to eating notes, please. Please stick to eating notes, not raw meat. I wouldn't go that far. I would. I'd eat raw meat if it meant you'd be safe. He's like, I'm gonna one-up your craziness, Izuku. You're crazy ass. You'll contract a disease, though. Yeah, Izuku's too cleanly for that. So, I'll contract every disease. Are you saying I can't handle it? I'll destroy them all. Izuku laughs and leans down to brush their noses together. Okay, Gachan. Me too. Katsuki makes a disapproving sound. You're supposed to one-up me, nerd. Oh, he wants to be loved. Too tired, he says, yawning on cue. Maybe later. Katsuki wants to bite him. Okay. He kisses him instead. There in that blue, in the quiet room flooded to the brink with time. In the early morning where anything else feels possible. He kisses the man who brought him back to life. Aw. There's so much time. He's sure of it. He's been gifted with more. And there's time to tell Izuku everything. But still. Izuku props his chin over Katsuki's heart and looks up at him from there. It might be a while before Izuku stops doing that. Listening to his heartbeat. But Katsuki isn't sure he ever wants him to stop. He has a feeling he could use the reminder. In the future. I don't know why it was so hard for me to finish that. Guys, I'm supposed to be giving you an emotional ending, but he has a feeling he could use the reminder in the future. I need to tell you something. What have you not told him, Katsuki? What are we still here for? Izuku blinks, and Katsuki pulls one of Izuku's hands from behind his neck to hold it in his hand. A deep breath in. You won't remember this, but when we were 5, there was a river. Oh. He's telling him about the river. Oh, because Deku didn't remember, didn't he? Izuku didn't remember about the river, didn't he? Oh my god. That was moss I looked up earlier. But he didn't remember about the river. Okay, you guys probably couldn't even see that. Sorry. I clicked on a different screen. What I'm trying to say is he didn't remember the river, I don't think, in My Hero. So that's why he was going to tell him the river memory. That is so cute. So he didn't tell it to him earlier, I guess. I honestly don't know when this is supposed to be placed. That's the end, guys. That was a disgusting burp. I don't know when this was supposed to be placed. The notes are, name over my grave and watch me come to life. The medical practitioners who lost sleep to miraculously bring him back. Am I a joke to you? Wait, this is actually funny. She says, Kachan says his name over my grave and watch me come to life. The medical practitioners who lost sleep to miraculously bring him back. Am I a joke to you? Did everything we did is just gonna go to that kid now? And Headshot is like, bro, I was inside you for what seemed like days, stitching you back up. Anyway, it's not a Sapphicflower fic if there isn't a dramatic and drawn out love confession. We love that, Sapphicflower. So, hope you liked it, Ted's love you. Oh, maybe that's her thing for her fans. You can find me on Twitter and Tumblr. You can find her on, or them on Twitter and Tumblr. I'm just going to say them for these because I really don't want to misgender them. And look at all these kudos because it's actually really good. I'm also going to give it kudos because it deserves it. I will say I was not expecting the shat part, so yeah. That, if anything, the kudo is for giving me lots of surprises. It's for giving me lots of surprises because this one was hella surprising. Damn. Again, by Sapphicflower. And I forgot the name, so I'm going all the way back up to the top. You're just going to have to say here. Deep Blue Dawn by Sapphicflower. Now, like I said, I think I've read a few of hers before, so I'll have to go. She's very funny. Her thing was very funny. I'll have to go and look to see if there's any more short ones by her, because this one was definitely a banger. Like, I do want to know, I want to know if Katsuki is whipped, guys. Once a week, yeah, he's whipped. I don't see time skip or anything, so I'm guessing that this is suggestive themes. Yes, there was quite a bit of those. Yeah, so canon compliant during the war arc. It was during the war, guys. It was during the war. We found out. I really need to remember to do that before and find out so that we know when they're placed. And most of these, I'm going to be trying, obviously, to do them past the, pro heroes is what I'm trying to say. Pro heroes. But I'm going to be trying to do a lot of them like that. But it's always good to have a cutesy little one when they're in high school. And I do read, like, from the sidelines and everything. So, I do like a little fluff here from, like, high school romance and everything. I think we all do. Especially if you're a Bakugou, because, they're in high school most of the series. Except for, like, the last episode, So, which, by the way, I did watch recently. I actually just watched it, and goddamn, I am so, what the heck, like, there's a few thoughts that went through my head. Obviously, we didn't get our ending, but I wasn't looking for it, so, it's okay. But yeah, this was very fun. This was actually really fun. It turned out just as good as I thought it was, and I hope you guys were hanging out and enjoying it just as much as I was, because I will be doing more. And you will be coming back for more. So follow, because if you made it this far, subscribe. If you made it this far, clearly we got something going on. We are vibing together. And yeah. So, just so you know, I feel like I'm going to be doing a lot of Bakugou, but I will also be doing other ones. If you guys want to recommend it, leave it in the comments below. Recommend ships that you want. If it's from an anime that I have not watched yet, I probably won't be doing them, but there might be a chance that I will. I just don't want spoilers. I don't want spoilers, guys. But other than that, I will probably see you next time if you stuck around this far, because you're going to subscribe, right? Right. Okay. I'll stop, taunting you to subscribe. I'm petting my dog's head because she is trying to get my attention hard. It's her dinner time. Anyways, girly. Anyways, I love spending this time with you, and I hope you got a nice, juicy story out of this, and I hope that you like the story I picked. So subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I will see you in the next one.